All right, the title of the video today, Don't Blame the Strategies. I have had several people over the course of trading and felt this myself where I started trading a strategy and it looked really, really great. And then all of a sudden I was losing capital out of my account like crazy, taking some big losses and upset, mad, wanted to rage quit, all of the above. And there is a bit of a nuance while trading strategies that while a strategy can look over a long time period, or let's jump to another one here. Where is this one at? Can look like just massively, massively profitable. And then you start trading it and all of a sudden you're losing money. Now, why does this happen? There are several reasons this usually happens. One, due to our human nature, when we see a strategy going up to the right, and we've been watching it for a while, we tend to want to jump into the strategy when it has been doing really well. So when it's at a peak, when it's, looks like it had some really great results, at that point we decide we can trust the strategy. So we want to throw a bunch of capital at it and start trading. The problem is there is a lot of probability. You can see here, once it goes on a massive run, even this is just the last few months, there is such a bigger likelihood of it having pullbacks because rarely do I see a strategy just go straight up and to the right. I mean, you can see it here. There's a run of wins right here. If you would have started trading the strategy anywhere in this area, you might have made some gains, and then all of a sudden you would be in the red. Now, that might not look like a big drop right there, but in capital, if you're trading at leverage, that is, that's a 10% loss without having, you can see it's from 111 to 104. Okay, so maybe more like a 7.5 to 8% loss. If you're trading that at 2 leverage, that's a 16% loss. If you're trading that at 3 leverage, it's a 24% loss, so on and so forth. If you're trading at 10 leverage, that's an 80% loss in your account. And now that looks like just a small dip there, but it's very likely that if you've been seeing a strategy go on a run of wins, there's going to be a pullback. And so oftentimes I get people either rage quitting or complaining that their strategies are losing money. And again, it's about over time. And the thing that is tempting to do after you've gone through 4 or 5 losses in a row is want to turn the strategy off. And what generally happens after that, you can see right here, we had a massive run of wins. And then again, it had some wins even after that, but it had a peak, or a dip where it even went below that that peak point right there. And so say you turned it off right here and then you turn your strategy off. You felt kind of good, and then right here it started going into a period of losses, and all of a sudden you were back down below where you had started. So not only did you lose this money, but you lost the capital, the percent here. So again, it's more likely you're going to say, okay, got to turn the strategy off. It's been losing. I'm done. I'm fed up with this. Then what happens? Again, a run of wins. Now, I don't know how much longer this run of wins is going to be going on, but it has it has gone on a pretty massive run since the last real major pullback. So I do expect at some point the strategy to pull back. So what I do personally is whenever I start trading a strategy, if there has not been a big string of losses and it's not been something that I know and trust and have been watching for a long period of time, I'll start trading low leverage and low capital. So I'll trade maybe 20% of my capital at half the leverage I would normally trade. And then if I either get a cushion in my account or it goes through some periods of pullback, that is when I'll scale in. Just because you're trading a strategy does not mean it's going to be easy. You're still going to have to trade counter trend, counter what your emotions tell you to trade. The strategy only helps you by taking trade to trade emotion out of it, but it does not help you by knowing when to turn on and off your strategy. All right, so I wanted to get that out of the way. Starting, if you are new in Discord, if you've been experiencing some losses, make sure you're grounded and trading an amount that you are comfortable with. If you are mad at the amount that you've lost, that probably means that you are trading too much. All right, let's get into the video here. Welcome to Rev and Trades channel. I have not made a video in quite a while, and so I wanted to give a bit of an update here on a few strategies that are new and a few strategies that are old, and I am currently been trading and just look at the progress on them. All right, so this is a Bitcoin 5-minute. I posted this quite a while ago, maybe a month ago. I don't know, maybe not quite that much. I lost track of time. Been traveling a lot here recently, but this strategy over the last 6 years has beat buy and hold. Now there has been times where it would not have beaten buy and hold if you would have started trading, at the lows here. The strategy did make some gains, but not nearly as much as buy and hold, obviously. So the great thing about this strategy is it takes lots of trades and is great for bull runs when it's going sideways or choppy and down. The strategy, at best will be choppy and a bit down. So it can protect you. It does have a stop loss that's fairly tight. So I do think the strategy over the long period will be really great. But do know that if you are trading during a rocky period of the market, this strategy will just have a lot of sideways, and the fees will be really eating at your net profit, because the fees compared to the average trade are pretty high, and this is where exchanges just win. On lower time frames, exchanges are the ones that are winning because they're getting all the fees. If you were to go to performance summary here and look at where is that? There's a place where it shows the fees somewhere here. Commission paid, yeah. 20K commission paid trading a 10K account. So that is twice the account size. Now that's over 6 years, but still, and that's at low commission. This is at 0.27 commission right there. So if you were to go up to 0.4 or more commission, that would double. So that would eat into the net profits, especially like I was saying, when it's just choppy and sideways. So if you are trading at high fees, a bull market would still and should still be profitable for this account. Again, not a financial advice, but from what I've seen, the fees are manageable in bull markets, not so much in bear markets. All right, let's keep going. Let's look at the Solana 5-minute strategy. Again, beaten buy and hold since the beginning of the asset here. So yeah, just a great strategy to trade, in my opinion, during bull markets. Currently, this in a trade. It's kind of sitting around break even right now. But over the last few weeks and months, the strategy has done really well, and I expect it to continue. I have a few altcoin strategies on the 5-minute that I've just built. One is Popcat, and this one over the last few months in general is up crazy amounts since 2024, or since January, March, April, basically, of 2024. It's up like 400% almost, which is just ridiculous. But this is not going to be indicative of future returns, because this asset has just been on a crazy run. At some point, it will have some major pullbacks because it will have had the blow off top. But yeah, so if you're interested in some 5-minute time frames, those are all on the Discord. If you are not familiar with the Discord and the bumper bands, feel free to check out the links in the description below to the Patreon account, where you can sign up and get access to all of this stuff and start trading and start automating your trades. And yeah, you can link it up to your exchange and make all these trades happen automatically while you're sleeping. It's pretty great deal. All right, let's keep on going here. I've been trading this Bitcoin 15-minute strategy for quite a while now. Had a few pullbacks recently, and now it's kind of going back on and upwards. So good things here. This is a Bitcoin. Yep, this is a Bitcoin 15-minute. This is a Solana 15-minute. Also been trading this one, and it has been on a great run recently. I'm also trading this one as a part of the 10K giveaway. So if you are not familiar with the 10K giveaway, let me jump into that. This is going to be the 10K giveaway. So there's 3 accounts. I have 10K split between these 3 accounts, leveraged at 2 to 3 leverage, and trading these strategies consistently. So you can see the Bitcoin strategy has made some great gains in the last couple weeks. The Solana strategy also made some great gains. Injective strategy made some great losses. So this is definitely pulling down the net proceeds, but that is just recently. If I take off the date range, you can see the strategy has done really well, and so I do expect it to pick back up. But let's kind of jump into the 10K giveaway about the details here. So the details for the 10K giveaway. What I've decided to do is trade 10K of capital, and half of the proceeds will stay in the account to, to, and half of the proceeds will stay in the account in order to fund the account if there are weeks of drawdown. Currently, this week has been a bit of a week of drawdown. Last week we gave away $400. The other $400 stayed in the account, and the account is still just over break even, or actually maybe it's just under break even now, because there were some major pullbacks. And so that's the whole point of the keeping some of the proceeds in there, because there are going to absolutely be weeks where the account is in the red. So this week there may not be a giveaway. I expect next week there probably will be again. So stay tuned. If you are in the complete tier or the gold tier of the indicators in the Discord, you are eligible for the giveaway, which means at random, or maybe I'll do a contest sometimes where I will give the proceeds away to a random member of the Discord. But yeah, it's just kind of looking at these strategies here. Like I said, all of them doing really great. The injective strategy, this is where I want to talk about drawdown. Injective strategy has been doing incredible over its full history. You can see back here it had a bit of pull down and drawdown. Right here it's having another period of drawdown. And I think I started trading this at the absolute worst point. I think I started trading it maybe somewhere around here, somewhere in this area. And that's just the part of trading strategies. There's going to be pullbacks. So I expect this one to get back up and to the right and continue on. But you can see the max drawdown when I have the full history here, it's only 12%. But when I have just the recent history, that's going to be the date range of when I've actually started trading it, the drawdown is going to be way higher. And that's something that, again, is really important to understand. Drawdown is indicative of the amount of drawdown you've had since the first day of trading based on the amount of capital, net capital in the account. So this takes into account, this was trading, it started at 100, which was the full 100%, the full account size, and it had a drawdown all the way to 28%. If I take this off, it has a much smaller drawdown because the strategy had some really big gains before it had a pullback that equaled 12%. So that pullback, based on the initial capital, was much higher than 12%, but based on the capital in the account, if you include all of the gains since day one of trading, is 12%. I know that can be a bit confusing. If you still don't get the idea of it, I would suggest maybe looking into, you can even look at the info box there, and it kind of explains it a bit more. But maybe you can look at some other explanations online about drawdown. Just know that drawdown can be much higher than the max drawdown shown. All right, before we get too bogged down there, let's keep on going. I'm going to look at the Bitcoin 30-minute strategy. This one has been trading for quite a while now, and I just updated it. Protocol on the Discord, a member there had an interesting idea to put an external source and another external source for entry as a bit of a filter. So the low has to be below the support bumper with a bit of an offset. And what this does is it filters out some trades, and it helps with the max drawdown and brings up the average trade. So it kind of was a cool idea, and so I decided to include it in one or two of the strategies there. It really only works best on the Bitcoin 30-minute. I've messed around with it on some other strategies, and it does a little bit, but not nearly as much as specifically this Bitcoin 30-minute. You can see over just the last 3 years, really small drawdown. Again, that's relative, but you can see by the valleys here, it's actually pretty true that the drawdown has been pretty small to really great average trade and net. So this is posted in the Discord, and you can check it out there. Let's look at some short strategies real fast before we wrap up. This is a Solana short strategy. It's a bit of a hedge. I expect it to have some pullbacks if things really take off and on a bull run here. Recently had a pretty big loss, but I'm still quite a bit up in the account because I've been trading it for a while. Again, a hedge Bitcoin strategy, same thing. Pretty big loss right here, but it's over time, it's slowly up and to the right, and it's been running really great for me. You can see this bull run over here. kind of that bull run in whatever year that would have been, a few years ago before the last all-time highs. The strategy took some really big hits. So I expect if we get going on a tear up to 80K or 100K here, this strategy will take some massive hits again. That's just the nature of trading a short strategy in a bull run, but it's a bit of a hedge for me, and so I'm going to keep trading it. Home Depot, and let's look at some stocks here. Yeah, Home Depot. This is one that I have. I'm just buying and holding Home Depot and a few other stocks. But if someone is interested in day trading, have plenty of stocks, strategies you can day trade, and there are ways to automate them, though I am not as familiar with those. And a short strategy for Disney, just looking at a couple here. So yeah, for those who are interested in stocks, have some for index funds and others. So, and here's a target one. So yeah, anyway, just a quick rundown of the strategies I have been working on, trading, and yeah, it's been going on in the Discord. So, all right, I'm going to wrap it up there. Thanks, guys, for sticking with it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the Discord. If you are not familiar, please join the Bumper Bands. Would love to have you, and see you guys next time.